The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey guys, thanks for being with us today. IAMS will be with us as soon as they can. They're having some technical difficulties here, but they should be on. You know what? Give me 1 second. Let me just try this. They should be on here in a second. Well, we'll get started. Marcus, let us know when you're here. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. Okay, we're going to give you a high-level view of Retirement Analyzer. We'll go through some of the tabs and show you what it can do. And then what we want to do is we'll take some questions. And guys, I got to tell you, really highly encourage you to fire away the hardest questions you got, okay, for a software program. Yeah, does it handle this? Does it handle this? Can it do this? And we'll take them all, okay, and we'll talk about them. Okay, so we'll go through the tabs, again, rather quickly. We'll take some questions. And then what we'll do is we'll actually talk about our updates and some good stuff that we've actually pushed out over the last month or so and what's coming in the next couple of months to sort of, you know, make your day-to-day job a little bit easier, make you more efficient. We'll talk about our training and stuff like that. So I think I introduced my partner, Brooke Thomas, and we'll talk a little bit about the training and our support. Brooke, you want to?
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, welcome. Sorry for the technical issues there. One thing I want you to know, as a software company, we really strive to do things differently when it comes to the training aspect of this. So the one thing Steve and I know is that we're producers. We've been out there. We've been in the client appointments just like you. And it's really difficult as an advisor to change your sales process. And we recognize that. We realize, too, that you know, having a software program is great, but if you don't know how to use it and you don't have anybody to call, you know, how good is it really? So that is one thing we decided to tackle head on here at Thomas Gold Solutions. And so we developed all sorts of quick clips. You'll see these on every header throughout the software. They're very topic specific. Most of them are 5 minutes or less. So if you have a question on Social Security, for example, you don't have to watch a 45-minute webinar or even make a phone call. You can just watch a very, very quick little brief clip and get your answers. We also created Thomas Gold Talk. So a lot of advisors work after hours and or on the weekends. And so again, having a telephone line and a help desk that's open from 8 to 5 Central doesn't necessarily accommodate that type of person. We created Thomas Gold Talk to handle that. So you guys can post questions or comments after hours on the weekends, etc., and we will get back to you. We also have live training every single day from 10 to 11 a.m. Central. Monday through Thursday, we call it our Power Hour. These are not canned presentations. You guys bring your files, you bring your questions. We'll get through as many as we can in that hour block of time. It is on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you have specific questions or a file you want to cover, just get there early. Make sure you're first in line. Now, Success in 60, we call that our Friday training, and that Steve and I conduct. It's a little bit higher level, so we'll really dive into, you know, advanced RMD type of concepts. We'll dive into tax, just any and everything detailed like that. I mentioned we have a power line that's open from 8 to 5 Central, okay, so you can call into that. We also have a lot of add-on training. So we've got a virtual track training. That one is actually getting ready to take place in February. We've got both the normal virtual track training, which is really for advisors. We go all through case studies, really deep dive into sales presentations, things like that. That's going to go February 5th through the 28th. That's an 8-session course. We meet for an hour per session. And again, it's every Tuesday, Thursday for the entire month of February. All of those are recorded. So if you can't make every class, not a big deal. You've got a classroom. The training's recorded, and it's all right in there for you. We also have an admin university that's going in February as well. That will be every Wednesday and Thursday in February. That one is strictly pretty much for your data entry person. So if you have an assistant or somebody that's doing that data entry for you, that class is going to be dynamite. It teaches them the keystrokes and really breaks it down. Okay, Steve, do you want to talk about some of the live boot camps? I feel like I'm doing all the talking.
Just real quick, I'm on with you guys at this point in time, just FYI.
Okay, great.
Did we do okay to start it, sir?
Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, I'll join on the end. Again, I just want to say thanks for everyone who joined us this morning. I do apologize. We were having some technical difficulties on our end over here at Insurance Agency Marketing. But we are going to be covering a lot of different information this morning. Again, my name is Marcus Solar. If you do have questions as we go through this, please be sure to type them in and ask them over there in the questions box. We'll try to answer them as we go. But I do appreciate having Steve and Brooke on the line with us this morning. And you guys continue, and then I'll cover our information on the back side of the webinar this morning.
Sounds perfect. Okay, thanks, Marcus.
Yep.
All right, so guys, Brooke was talking about this boot camp. Okay, now our next one's coming up March 7th and 8th in Orlando. We try to pick a decent destination where we have a high concentration of agents and advisors, and we do here. Okay, but let me tell you something about these classes. Okay, if you're interested in ratios, you know how many users versus Brooke and I, we keep it low. Okay, so we don't really accept more than 20 people. And sometimes it's down to 15 in some of these locations. And so what you do is we actually sit down. I want you to just imagine this. We're in a U-shaped formation classroom, okay? And you have sitting across the way from you, everybody introduces themselves. And you know, we talk retirement analyzer for all day Thursday and a half a day Friday. But you get into these conversations where you start brainstorming what's working and what's not, and how you do things and how you've tried to do things. And I got to tell you, you know, sometimes Brooke and I, we step back and we become the facilitators of these conversations for a little while. I mean, we got a lot to go over, but some of the best feedback we've gotten, okay, is you go to these classes and you don't realize everything the software does. And then we hit you with a case study where everybody starts from the same exact spot. And we go through in the class and we solve that one. All different ways, obviously, right? You can go in any different direction you want. And then we present it. And then we talk about how everybody presents it. So if you want to get into that kind of situation for a full day Thursday and a half a day Friday for $299, and we're not here to sell classes, we can't stand sales of, right? We're just showing you what we do. Okay, this is value here. Okay, you get all your 4 meals included. All you got to do is get there, okay? And you pay for your hotel, whatever you do. But that's for the training and the meals. And you're going to come out of this thing, if you like what you see today, right, you're going to come out of this thing pretty darn well-versed in what you have to do to get the most out of this software package, okay? So we spend the time, and we've been through these. We've done them for a year now. We did about, 8 to 10 already, Brooke, and they were all successful. And people really enjoy, you know, everybody meeting each other. But again, the brainstorming part of it, right? With other advisors on the program is the big deal here. Okay, we'll go through probably 8 to 10 different case studies, and again, you'll have your own case study to solve. So, highly recommend this. If you've been using the software for a while, and you got like 25 or 30 files built in, and you're going back and forth with it, and you use it sometimes, and you don't use it with others, and you really want to supercharge it, we have some people in that kind of area there. They're all starting to attend this boot camp. Okay. I know IAMS covers the software for a certain amount of production and things like that. For you to pay the extra $299 for the training, that's good, top-notch training, that's going to get you to where you need to be with the software, I think it's well worth the value. So that's all. That's what we're going to say about the boot camp. And again, on top of that, we'd love to meet you too. Okay, Brooke, you want to just talk upgrades before we jump in and talk software?
Absolutely. So we have a lot of upgrades that you can either choose to use or you don't have to at all. So software branding, what you guys can do is actually take Retirement Analyzer and skin it completely to your company. So if you're using the software live in front of a client, it's great because in the top left-hand corner, it's going to show your logo, your color scheme, your phone number, and it's, again, totally your program. 2 ways to pay for that one. You can either pay a one-time fee of $349 or you can pay monthly, $15 a month. Okay? We also have an advisor video. So this is something you could embed on your website. It's really just clients talking about how Retirement Analyzer let them really live their retirement dream. That's a one-time $99. The virtual track, as we discussed, is an upgrade. You pay that fee $299 one time, and you can come back to any future classes free of charge. Same thing with the Admin U. Now, here's one other cool thing. With the live boot camps, if you go to a live boot camp and you pay the $299, what Steve and I decided to do is we want you guys to keep your education up when it comes to the software. We're constantly making changes. We want you guys to be aware of all the functionality. So what we allow you to do is if you go to that live boot camp, you can cross over and enter either virtual track or Admin U free of charge. So you're grandfathered in. All right. If you guys have questions on any of this.
And Brooke, too, all you have to do is pay for virtual track one time, and you can come back to all virtual tracks too, though, right?
Exactly. Or if
Or
you
maybe you
pay
said
for admin U, you can cross over into VT. So they all kind of basically take care of each other, sort of thing. Hope that
Okay,
makes sense.
so those of you who guys are thinking CE, you need to have CE for a software program. Why? It's not because, you know, we want to make sure your knowledge of being a financial advisor is up to date. Your knowledge of the software has to be up to date. Why? Because Brooke and I have dedicated the rest of our financial lives basically to giving you a cutting edge program. And I got to tell you, you want to talk about how frequently stuff is pushed out in the software. In other words, functionality is added, adjustments are made, probably 3 times a week. This program's ever changing. We're going to show you some stuff that you might not know about here today in the webinar. Okay? So just remember that. All right? You have to stay up on the software because you know what we're doing? We're trying to make it easier and easier for you to go about your business each day. Okay?
Very good.
Right.
Okay.
Software?
Let's jump in. Now, as Steve said, we're going to take a very general view today of the program and all of the different stuff that it has to offer. Don't worry, you can call in if you have questions. Marcus can tell you how to get started if you want to download the program, etc. So the first thing we have is the news and talk page. This is where you'll see top news stories. You'll also notice in the middle section is where we have that Thomas Gold talk that I referenced earlier. So
Brooke, you there? All right, I'll just pick up her too if she comes back. Brooke, just let me know when you're back. All right, so this is the Thomas Gold Talk section right here. And guys, this is our foray into providing 24-hour service, okay? I mean, I want to call your attention to one of these. Watch this. Look at this here. I think there's one down here. Do you see this right here? Look at this time. This is the time of the response, okay? So we kind of watch this stuff. 3:18 a.m. Central Time, a.m. That's what is that? It's 4:18 a.m. Eastern Time. So our goal here is to give you a 24-hour service if we can. Okay? So basically, you have the financial websites here. You got the news stories cascading right to left over here. You got the markets here. I want to keep you up to date. This is all inside your software program. Okay? All right. Let's look at the rest of this now. So we have a locker right here. And I got to tell you, we actually look like lockers, right? Old-fashioned lockers you had back in high school. Okay, so let's look at the training locker right here where the door's open. There's a self-study section that we're going to be revamping very, very shortly, okay? It used to be nice to have the self-study section, but you know what? People are actually just coming to our trainings, our live trainings, so they're not using the self-study as much. Every month we have these things called sector sessions where we drill down to a specific area of the software for 45 minutes. Now, what we do is we record these. Okay, and you can see when these came out. Now, all we do is we try to keep the, it looks like we're going to keep the top 15, and we'll drop one old one off and add one new one. You can come in and get these recordings. Again, drill down into specific areas. Case studies. You got to have run into some of this stuff in the field out there. All right? So they're there. Okay, they're all recordings on how to, you know, max fund a life policy and start tax-free policy loans to pay expenses. Okay, annuities for income right here. They're all here. All you have to do is click them, basically, and you get basically the recording and you get the printout that we use. Okay, that's the case studies right here. Okay, we also have our virtual class that we talked about. Midsection here, I want to call your attention to the fact the appointment forms are here, but a lot of times now people are actually gathering the information in front of a client, and they're basically building the analysis right in front of them. Okay, so there's all appointment forms. Anything you need here, you want to do it the old-fashioned way, that's totally fine. Okay, but we'll show you ways that other people are doing it now, and I think you might like them. Backpacks, really kind of cool. We update these every year, right? Brooke updates these. Okay, now this is the new Social Security Fact Pack for 2019. You want information? We're creating a library. Okay, you're going to see these in book form soon. Okay, but this is just the Social Security numbers right here. Okay, and you can see, right? Taxable wage base is now 132.9, right? How much can you make before FRA, before you have to pay back, you know, your Social Security benefit if you're still working? All the numbers are here, guys. The new COLA right here, see it? The average COLA over 44 years and 10 years, all right here. These are so benign, you can leave these with clients. Okay, you can leave them with clients. All right, so they're fact packs right there. In the middle section right here, there's some marketing pieces, seminar, okay? And then we also have, basically the support section. So this is what Brooke was talking about in the beginning, right? I don't know if you're going to find a company that actually just opens up a classroom for 1 hour a day, every day. You can have the best software program out there, or you think it's the best. If you don't know how to use it, it's worthless. We know that. Okay, we're going to write software that's understandable, okay, and it works for you, okay, and answers client questions, okay? So that's the locker. There's a glossary and other stuff there. So you peruse through that if you want. Okay, that's the locker. All right, let's take a look at a file. Here we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is going to jump into a file, and let's just jump into the brown file here. And I want to explain to you, like, basically how the software program works, okay? There's really just 9 tabs. Okay, there's three input tabs, 3 output tabs, and 3 solutions tabs. I mean, that's really the gist of it. Okay, so you input 1 through 3, right? You look at the output. You try to make tab 6, which is Utopia, look great, and then you start firing the guns with. So basically, tab 7 is Utopia plus death. Tab 8 is Utopia plus long-term care facility stay. And tab 9, which we're reworking right now, is Utopia with adverse market movement. And we try to keep it that simple, right? You want to go complicated? Go complicated. Our program's not for you, okay? But then again, let me tell you something. If this looks too simple for you, I can show you buttons that you might be unaware of that we do everything under the hood, all right? You want to look complicated, you might lose some people. If you want to get details, I'll show you the buttons to hit. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at this now. So basically, employment income on 1, Social Security benefits on 1, any kind of pension benefits on 1. Okay, that's tab 1. All right, you want to do some strategies in Social Security. Now, we don't do the strategies where we're actually, you go in and you actually optimize right now. Okay, we didn't think that was going to last, and it really didn't last past October of 2015. So you can actually build in whatever they have right here. Okay, you can start Social Security whatever date, ever age you want. Okay, pension, you have it all here. There's survivor benefits. If you really want to get detailed and start clicking these plus buttons, you can take state tax out of pension if you want. You can take federal tax out of pension if you want. You can go a compound COLA. You can go a simple COLA. It's all here. But I think what Brooke and I specialize in doing is taking a process that has a lot of moving parts and making it look simple on the outside. Guys, you can spend the rest of your career, and I hate even saying this, trying to explain detail to this population of over 300 million people that we have in this country. Good luck with it. Everybody's attention spans are so short, and you lose them at a drop of a hat. So why not keep things simple? And that's what we do here. Okay? So tab 1's income. Now tab 2, assets. Let's make it real simple, right? These are the retirement assets. You pick the tax classification, okay? Pick the investment vehicle, and then tell us what kind of risk it has, okay? It's either emergency funds, which are low risk, or at risk, okay? The account value, and any kind of monthly contributions being made to those accounts, okay? You tell me if I'm sounding overly simple here. All right. Now, you want to get real detailed with it, you can go into a 401k and you can put any kind of employer match in there that you want. You can do whatever you want, right? You can put basis in a non-qualified account if you want. You don't even have to pay state tax when you take money out of a 401k, if that's the way your state has it set up from qualified plans for qualified withdrawals. You can do whatever you want in this program under buttons. The midsection here called additional assets. Now, these are assets here where, yes, they have them, but they don't want to use them in their lifetime. They want to pass them. So we actually give you a separate section that's not used for the drawdown process. We have a single premium annuity and income benefit annuity section, and we have a risk section right here. Now, you'll address risk with 2 donut pie charts, right? The one on the left is what they have. The one on the right is what they want. You can take a look if you just quickly scan the numbers. My low risk is 21.8%. I want 45. I got to turn some of I have too much red, right? I want 45% red. I got 72. Let's keep it simple. What can I do to increase the green part of this donut pie? Rate of return here is real simple. You can be 3% across. You can do a bunch of different things. Watch. You could do 3% for every asset, which we don't recommend. You could go individual rates here for every asset, which we do recommend. And we're about to roll out our geometric mean rates, geometric mean averages. And I'll show you that if we have some time at the end. Okay? But that's really rate of return. And then we basically have some other information down here, and we ask the client, real simply, is there a number you never ever want your retirement accounts to go below? Now, if they say 40,000 in this example, if we blow through 40,000, we have a yellow line. If we go to 0, we have a red. I mean, it's going to keep it that simple. Okay? 3, it's kind of neat, and I want to show you some of the new functionality here. You can do a budget where you can be this simple at 8,000 with a 3% inflation rate, and tell me if you like that. You think that it's good? If you grab 8,000 with a 3% inflation rate, I want you to watch something. All right, 3,000 with an 8% inflation rate. Watch. I'm going to go to the retirement tab, jump ahead, and I'm going to look at something. I'm going to look at the spending, where 8,000 with a 3% inflation rate turns into today. Okay, you can see, yeah, I'm in the net monthly expenses column. It turns into $29,299 at age 101, 2062. Okay. You want to do that? That's fine. I'm going to tell you something right now. You're going to be up by more than $10,000 a month in your projections. It's too high. Okay? Watch this now. If you go back and you actually go back to the expenses, and I'm going to keep the 8,000, watch. I'm going to keep it the same. Okay? But I'm going to itemize. Maybe I won't put any inflation rate in the mortgage fixed payment. Maybe I'll stop it when it's supposed to stop. Maybe I'll stop auto costs when I'm supposed to. Now watch this. Remember the $29,299? Let's scroll down again. And this is why it's so much different. Look at that number now. $16,246. Okay? That's about $13,000 difference monthly. So tell me now, okay, and look how much money they have left. If you looked at when we didn't do it this way, we just did the 8,000 with the 3%, they had a red line in their 70s. How off can you be in this litigious society that we're in? All right. So I guess the question I have is, how do you want to do it? You want to do it this way, where you don't do any work and just pop this in? Or do you want to do it this way, where you actually open it up, okay, and look at the differences here? All different inflation rates, values, stop dates. You can do whatever you want. Look at the auto costs. We actually stopped them at age 85. Okay, there's a lot of things, but the thing to take away from this one here is that the numbers are the same. Just a question of how they react as time goes on. Now, I want to show you something. I want to show you some of our new functionality. And Marcus, I don't know if you know this one or not. I don't know if you do. Have you seen this yet? This emailing budget technology that we have, or this functionality that we just pushed out?
I have not, no.
Okay, so watch this. All right. So we have this thing called Send Expense Plan. Now let's just go real slow here for a second. If these clients are yours and you're doing an annual review and their monthly expense plan, now budget has actually gone from the software. We just call it monthly expense plan or expense plan. Let's say we want to meet with them, okay, for an annual review, and we want them to check their numbers, okay? All we do is we click Send Expense Plan. Now what it's going to do is going to pull the client's email up in the client profile, and I'm going to click Send right here, okay? Now, watch this. I'm going to bring my email over, and I basically just received this, okay? So they get a real nice email, okay? They get your logo if you want it. That's why Brooke was telling you about your logo would appear here. And when they click Get Started, right, watch this. This is what pops up, okay? This is theirs now. This is the first time a client is able to be inside Retirement Analyzer. And we've sold almost over a couple of hundred brandings already, because the client now sees this. You see these numbers here? These are the numbers that were in that scenario. And they're able to come in and fix them and change them if they want to. There's no inflation rates here. That's for you to discuss with them. But the costs are there, so they can update them. Okay? So now this is an email with a link to your client. Now watch. If I click Finish, let's say they're done. Okay? We click OK. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my email back up again. Give me a second here. And here's what you get back. Gary and Jen have successfully completed their expense plan. Please go to your software inbox, click expense plan to upload to your scenario. So let's just bypass that and let's go to our inbox. Let's do it. So I'm going to go to my inbox now and watch what just happened now. Okay, I'm in it, right? And I'm going to click expense plans right here. And this is what was just sent back to me. And guys, all I have to do is click upload and it's in the plan. This is just the beginning. Next, you'll be able to send report printouts through this emailing functionality. Okay, but I want you to think about this and look how easy this is. It has their names on it. If they want to click help, it's written on a 4th grade level. They can add costs if they want and send it back to you, and you can upload the new updated monthly expenses before the appointment. Or if you have a new client, they can take a shot at their initial monthly expense plans. Okay, this is just the first step into the client portal for us. We want to take it slow because we want the clients to understand this. Okay, so you have this functionality now in the software. Okay, and again, all you have to do is click upload. It's in the expense plan section of your inbox. Okay, so you can do a lot with this. We also have a liability section, and we also have a cash flow section where you can do Roth conversions, you can do charitable giving, you can do whatever you want. Okay, now basically what we try to do, and let's go to the reports and print page right here. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the quick report, and basically the whole thing is set up this way. You take what they look like when they first sit down with you. You make some suggestions to make the situation better. No product. Let's get paid for advice, okay? And then once you have that, once you've actually bettered that, right, then what we do is we add a product to enhance, okay? So we call IAMS and get the product. Guys, I'm going to tell you this, and I know this sounds too easy, right? If this number doesn't get better here, don't sell the product, okay? The number has to get better here. So basically, just a logical progression, right? Here's what it is. I'll go slow. We first sat down. You look like this, right? If you can work 3 years longer, right? And we start the Social Security at 70 instead of 65, right? And because you had such a surplus left at the end of each month, let's just contribute $6,500 to Ross while working over a year, $541 a month. We're going to put it to your retirement. This is how much better you look. And if we take one of your accounts and move it into an indexed annuity, and we clear up the pie charts, and we turn on income in 10 years, you look like this. Which one do you want? Now, those of you who are worried about objections and stuff like that, let me tell you something. They buy outcomes. They buy outcomes, okay? They don't buy products. They buy outcomes. It's our job, right, to put the right products in place to create the outcome. And that's what we try to do. Okay, and how long does it take you to get fluent in this or whatever, right? If you're new on this call, it takes you probably 4 or 5 times through the software. Come to training, you know, the power hours on Monday through Thursday. Call us anytime, and we'll get you going. But even if you're well versed in the software and you have an outlier case with some crazy stuff going on, call us. Okay, that's where the support comes in. But let's take the financial planning process and simplify the darn thing. The jargon that we use, we know there's all kinds of nuances and crazy things that could happen. But the basic plan is, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, right? The basic plan is what? All you're going to do, right, on one, right? Most people have a job. Unemployment rate's so low, even though it might be an hourly job at McDonald's, but everybody has a job, right? Or most people do. A lot of people are projected to get Social Security. Some are lucky enough to have a pension, right? People have retirement assets put away for retirement. Some have extra assets, okay? There might be some single premium annuities or income benefit annuities. Everybody has their own opinion of risk. We want to keep the rates of return conservative. And last but not least, guys, people spend to live. When you go through that over and over and over again, you become expert at it because you're doing the same thing over and over again. Then the fun starts where they want to do some charitable giving, or they want to know how much tax is on their Social Security benefit. We do provisional income every year, long-term capital gains, RMDs, clumping RMDs. everything. But on the outside, that's what you do. You got to become a master at 1 through 3, showing 6 strong, and having 6 hold up against 7, 8, and 9. That's really what it is. You don't like to type information in or whatever, then you know what? If you have an admin person, just like Brooke said in the beginning, let them go to our admin class. Let them go to our admin class. We'll teach them everything. With all due respect to you guys, we don't want you in our admin class. We want them. And they will do such a dynamic job for you so you can do what you do best. That's really what we want to do. Okay, so that's the software program basic. Okay, I want to show you a couple other things here now. I don't want to take too much time, Marcus, but let me try this though. What I want to do is I want to show you our new RGB. And let me show you where you can find this. This is on the tax section, and we're in beta form with this right now. If you like the book, The Power of Zero, we're big fans of it. Okay, I think it's a beautiful idea, and I think it's right. Okay, if you feel the same way, what we've actually pushed out, okay, is our new RGB analysis, which is really red, green, blue. And what it's going to do is it's going to actually look at your qualified balance today and tell you what your qualified balance should be today. So when you're 70 and a half, if you take that balance and divide it by 27.4, your RMD is never bigger than the standard deduction. Okay? We're also going to take, as emergency funds, we're going to take 8 times 6, which is 48 months of income need, and put it in blue. And then the rest of the non-qual, tax-free Roth, hopefully, life insurance stuff in green. So we're going to show you now, okay, we're going to take what you do have. In this case, they have 1,955,129 on both sides, see? We also show you what your pie chart's made up of. Now, this is the red isn't risk in this section. The red is qualified, which is risky. The green is non-qualified, okay? So that's what they do have. Even if they don't do anything, okay, at age 100, they're going to have non-qualified, okay, of 2.1 million, but they'll still have about 400,000 of qualified money. Let me ask you a question. You want to be sitting with $400,000 in 2061 of qualified money, not knowing what your tax rate's going to be? I'm worried after 2026. I don't even know if it's going to last till 2026. Hopefully it will. So what the program does is it actually shows you at age 100, if we do nothing, and we have this composition of our tax composition of our retirement funds, it should be worth $2,539,586. And our total tax over our lifetime, we're scheduled to pay $1.4 million with Social Security, Medicare, FICAs, everything in there. Now, if we convert about 600,000 and change here, and make our non-qual balance about 600,000 higher, and our emergency funds 48, we still have the same totals we have today. Look what we'd have at age 100, 3.6 instead of 2.9. And the key thing here is watch, 3.5 is basically Roth and non-qualified, and we have a little smidgen, right? Only 58,000 of qualified that has tax risk. Okay, but look at this. So we had, instead of having 2.5, we have 3.6, and the total tax scheduled to pay is 1.4. We dropped it to 837,000. Now you tell me which clients would be interested in something like this. Okay, all you got to do is click apply, and it will actually create the transaction for you. Now this is in beta form, and we have it happening in 1 year in our initial push out. We're going to give you the ability to spread it out over 6 years, 5 or 6 years, all the way up to 2026. But let me show you some of the charts you have here now. Now we have a tax analysis. Now this one's really kind of cool. This one here is going to show pre-retirement tax analysis. Now remember what I said, we're going to do it all in 1 year. So this is our taxes that we're scheduled to pay in pre-retirement doing nothing. These are our taxes if we do the conversion. Now look how much higher they are. Okay, now granted, they're about, what, $340,000 higher. But watch as time goes on what happens. Look at our cumulative taxes starting to go up, and at some point it's going to crisscross and actually be more. Okay, and it's right here, 778 versus 747. But look in the end, It's going to show you up to age 100, 1.4 million here doing nothing, converting 837. RMDs, watch this one, okay? Look at this. Doing nothing on the left-hand side, you can see the RMDs. Look how big these RMDs are if you don't convert. Look how big the RMDs are if you do. Look at the RMD tax if you don't. Look at the RMD tax if you do. Now look at this. If I go all the way down to the bottom, $570,000 scheduled to pay in RMD taxation, $51,000 if you convert. So our whole goal here is to actually keep your RMDs very, very close below and then below the standard deduction. Okay? There's some nice charts down at the bottom that we're still working on, and you'll be able to show your clients and print this. Okay? So again, in a nutshell, what you're going to do is you're going to take the whole $1,955,000 and kind of, I hate the word bucket, but we're going to 3-bucket it. And you'll be able to show them what they should have. Now, this is going to set yourself up for some max funded life policies, some Roth conversions, things like that. But we got to, in this case, we don't have enough money in tax free. We need another $600,000 in tax free, and we got to get it there. And that's what this is. Okay. This is the RGB section of the software, and it's right here. Okay. Now, granted, some of you guys who use the software, you will not have this unless you email us or call us and ask us to be part of the RGB beta group. RGB, again, one more time: red, qualified; green, non-qualified; and Roth, blue, emergency. Okay, it's all right here. This is just the beginning of what we're going to be rolling out, so you guys can really make really get the most out of your software. Another thing I want to show you here too is this Benetracker, and what we do is we actually beneficiary every asset in the software, and you're able to pass it down as a primary to your spouse if you want, okay? And you can also put contingents in there, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to track what your beneficiaries get every year. So you could say, I die at age 87, so-and-so's getting this, so-and-so's getting this, so-and-so's getting this. And the reason why we just pushed out the Benetracker, it's still relatively new, is because we're going multi-generational with this. And we're going to actually show you what it looks like when both, in a dual analysis, both clients pass and what happens to the money. So if we can get the kids involved in the appointment, I think it helps all of us. Okay, and that's what we try to do. Marcus, you know what I was hoping we could do? If we can take some questions now, like any questions that you have with regard to, does the software do this? Does the software do that? Can it handle this? Can it handle that? We'd love to hear them if you have any.
The one question that had popped up is, what if we have a ancillary expense, like a wedding expense? Where does that go within the software?
Yeah. Okay, so in a wedding expense, you'd come down in here, right? And you click plus cash flow, okay? And you put it in something like this. All right, and maybe it's annual, maybe it's 50,000. I don't know. Good wedding, I mean, whatever, right? You could do it there. You could put the year. Let's say it's going to happen in 2025. Okay, and guys, all you got to do is pick the account it's coming from. Let's just say it's coming from the E-Trade tax-free account right here, and we're going to go external destination, and we'll say it's Sarah's wedding. And it goes right out of the program. That's your entry right there. It'll come right out. Okay, so you can pick any stock, any account you want to take it from. You could send it anywhere. Okay?
And then one other thing I'd like you to cover with them, if you go back to tab 2.
Okay. Yep.
And down at the bottom,
Okay.
I get a lot of questions on the rate of return information, the little plus up there. Mm-hmm. How you can break all those down too.
Okay, so we don't really, and I've been testing in this file. I apologize, guys, because we have our new functionality coming out with our geometric rate of return, geometric mean or average rates of return. But basically, you can put rates of return in this way, which we don't recommend, or you can put them in this way. And we're not even overly happy with this one, because if you put them in this way, every year after retirement, this account's going to get 3.75% right here, the mutual fund. Okay, so nobody has seen this yet, but I'm going to confuse the heck out of you for a second. This is what we have coming. should be here in the next like few days. Let me just change this for 1 second, and I want to show you what you're gonna be able to do in the software. We're not happy with making 3.5% every year. Okay, so what you're going to be able to do, and watch this now. Okay, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to go with geometric rates. Now nobody has this yet. Okay, and what you're going to be able to do is let's say you're going to put in a 3% rate of return for your assets. But what you can do now, okay, is this is going to, I promise you it will be a 3% rate of return, but you're able to put negatives and positives together over a period of time and make the road a little bit rocky. Okay, and so that's coming. Okay, we're just about ready to push this out, and you're going to show the difference now in your red assets. If you're going to make 3, but you're not going to make 3 every year. Look at the first 3 years. Well, there's a perfect example of sequence of returns, right? And then we go positive to get back to an average of 3. But so you're going to have some nice. You can do it the old way, like this, if you want, or you can actually do it with positives and negatives equaling an average of 3 geometrically. Okay, a lot of things you can do, but that's just some of the stuff that's coming.
I just got another question up here about what if you're working with retirees that are already taking Social Security? You want to just walk through that real quick?
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so they're taking Social Security. What we want to do, right, if their age, let's say their age is 68, okay, what you want to do is you want to bring this age right up to 68, okay, and you want to put whatever their benefit is at 68. Okay, if it's already started right there, if they're 68 years old, right, it's going to start at 68. It's going to start paying. That's all. So we don't really want to have you go back, basically predate it or actually, go back and have it start earlier. If your client is 68 today, we want to have what they're getting today at 68, and we actually push forward and project forward. So if they're already taking it, just type in the age that they are today and put their benefit amount with a COLA if you want.
Can you change the COLA within the Social Security benefit?
Yep, you can. Yep. And I'll show you some other things too. You can change it, and you can actually look at the COLA history, right? We have the new one in there, right, 2019. You can go all the way back 44 years if you want, or you can do a 10-year average. So you can change that. Okay, that was the default that I was showing you.
All right. Any other questions? That was the last one I showed.
I'll just tell you just a couple more things, Marcus, unless you have another one.
Yep, another one popped in here. It says, any strategizing with Social Security calculations?
We don't have that right now. We don't. But what you're gonna have to do is just use another piece of software and just bring in what they say. And then sometimes I got to tell you, you'll find that it's not the right strategy only because we take everything into consideration. So back to what we said here, we can add a benefit and we can pick whatever we want and we can try it and we can take inflation and we can take mortgage payoff and we can take when you retire and everything into consideration and make sure that that's the right way to do it. Now, it all comes down to what you look like in tab 6 at age 100. And what they do is a lot of times they just pick the higher number. Okay, so we don't do the Social Security optimization because we specialize in a lot of other things, and we kind of let that go because we thought it sounded to be too good to be true in 2015, and it was. They kind of took all the strategies away, so didn't put a lot into that. Marcus, can I say just a couple more things, if that's okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so watch this. What if you could do this, guys? What if you could actually go to an archive, okay, and you can archive all your goals and notes? So watch. If I'm in the client profile and I have these goals and these notes from the first meeting, let's say I select all of them, okay, and move them to the archive and clean it out. And I select all of them and move them to the archive and clean them out. So I want to save them, but I want my workspace clean. Now I go into the archive, and in the goals and notes section, there they are, and they'll stay forever there. Okay, what if you could go into the statement section and you can drag over any kind of PDF that you use, Word, Doc, Excel, spreadsheet, whatever you want, put them in folders if you want. It's all here right in this archive. Everybody gets it. How about scenarios? Any scenarios that you use? Watch this. If I'm in my reports and print section right here, and let's say I want the RGB risk. I don't want to see it anymore, but I want to keep it. I'll move it to the archive. Okay, it'll disappear. And then I go into the archive and I'll find it under scenarios. See how it's there? And I can bring it back when I want. Any kind of printouts that you make right here. So you can either print them or you can print and archive them. You're going to be able to print and email them soon. Okay, so we have some CRM functionality in here where you can actually do just about what you want to do. And I'll show you one last thing too, what people are doing. Now there's note sections throughout the software. Okay. If I go in here and I go to assets, right? See these little sections right here? You can put notes in every one of these sections and then print global notes, and it's going to say, you know what? I got to go back to retirement assets and I got to check this number. So watch what you can do. Watch this. If I click the highlight and I'm kind of uncertain on the 200 grand, I'm going to leave it highlighted till I confirm it, right? What if I wanted to go into notes here, okay? And I'm going to add a note. And I'm just going to say check 200K. Okay? And click save. All right, maybe that's the note for that one, and close that. Now, once I have a note in here, it lights up white. Okay? Let's just say that I have another problem. Let's say I'm going to hit the highlighter again, and I'm going to check the $400,000 home value. Okay, I'll take the highlighter off, and watch this. I'm going to check the home value. So I'm going to go in here, and this is how people use this, right? Okay, and I'm just click save. Now watch what you can do. It's kind of neat. So now I close this, and I should have two white note sections. You see them? Now if I go in here, right, watch this. And you want your to-do list in the file itself, right? You can view all. They're there, and you can print them electronically, and it's right here, and this is what you have to do. Okay, and keep in mind, there could be 20 sections there, but it kind of gives you what you have to make sure you check off to have the file complete. Okay, there's all kinds of things you can do in here, right? Even on tab number 2, if you want to go into the plus information and you want to put an annual statement in here, there's notes for each one. I can just drag the annual statement right in here for this specific account. I can put notes in here when the anniversary date is. There's all kinds of things I can do here now. But again, simple look on the outside, a lot of stuff you can do underneath. That's really where we come from here with doing that. I think I'm talked out, sir, unless you have more.
No, that's it. I don't have any other questions. If anyone else has any questions on this, please feel free to type them in.
Oh, you know what? One more time, Marcus, one more time. Things are happening so fast. We actually just signed a deal with Morningstar, okay? So if you guys are worried or you want to know about account aggregation, okay, where we're actually going to basically aggregate these accounts together and give you automatic price updates. It's coming, probably within a month or so. We're going to start work on it next week. Okay, so together with Morningstar, we're going to update all your assets. So when you actually go in, all you have to do is check a box, and you'll get the new updates. You want to go through one account at a time to update everything. What you're going to have to decide here down the road is if you're going to be able to share scenarios with clients. Trust me, a lot of people want that. You don't have to do it, but you can if you want. So there's going to be a client portal where they'll see the geo test scenario. You can give it to them. It won't affect yours, but they can mess around with the numbers if you want. You're going to have to decide on that. But here's what I want you to think about, and maybe you can pass your feedback back to Marcus, okay? If we give the geo test file to a client, do you want them to have the ability to have these accounts automatically updated? Because when that happens, then these situations on tab number 6 are going to change a little bit. Okay, so we want to get the client involved, but do we want to get the client involved to a point where they actually, it creates more questions and confusion? Some clients will love it, some won't, but you'll have the ability to make the decision on who gets it and who doesn't. So just let Marcus know what you think about that.
I just got a quick text on underinsured life insurance. Do you want to cover that real quick on identifying possible life insurance opportunities?
Yeah, we'll do that. Watch this. All right, let's go to life here. Let's go to life. So we'll go to life right here on 7. Okay. Now, what the software program is going to do, and let me just get rid of this here. What the software program is going to do, if you remember, right, we have an account that we put life insurance in. We have to have them buy the right amount of life insurance, okay? So the life insurance is basically it's controlled right by this number right here on tab number 2, this number. They never, ever want to go below 40,000. So what we're going to try to do is buy them enough life insurance, okay, so they actually hit the $40,000 number. Okay, so watch this. If I go to tab number 7, right? Actually, let me go to tab number 6 first. We have 475,000, okay, and we'll just say if Gary doesn't die, Okay, this is utopia. They both live to age 100, 101. Nothing bad happens. Now we're going to kill Gary. Watch this now. So now Gary's going to die first. Okay. Now you can put any permanent policies or any enforced policies you have up here. But what the software program is going to do, it's going to actually show us how much Gary needs today to hit that $40,000 figure. Now this isn't the end of when you sell life insurance, but if I buy this, let's just say I buy it, okay, and let's see what happens. Now if I buy it, down below, we're going to kill Gary. Gary's going to disappear from the analysis. Now you see how he's blanked out here? You see this death benefit here? That's his death benefit. All right, Jenna gets his death benefit. Now if I scroll all the way down, okay, now watch this. If I go all the way down to the bottom, okay, coming all the way down, I hit that number exactly. Okay, so the software kind of reverse calculates it. What do I need to put into an account to hit the number you never ever wanted to go below? 40. Okay. Now here's the problem though. Okay, they might not be able to afford $914,181. They might not. So let's get rid of this, and I'll show you a couple of triggers you can do. Okay, watch this. Now let's just say we do a term permanent combo. Okay, so 914 scares the heck out of them. Okay. So let's get back to 914, and then what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do a term permanent, and we do this in our training. All right. If we do the term permanent combo, I need to know what insurance they need in 2039. Well, we know it's 914 in 2019 if he kicks the bucket tomorrow. What is it in 2039? 736. So that still might be too high. But that's about 180 grand that I could do in 20-year term. And then watch this. What if I did this though? What if I said, you know what? Jenna's only going to spend 85% of what she was spending when Gary was living after he passes away. And then the key here is to watch what this number does right here after we cut expenses by 15%. Okay? And now it's down to 340. So you see? So now you can kind of make it affordable with 3 different triggers. First, you have the one that's going to show you how much to hit the 40. Then you can push it out and do a term permanent combo, and then you can get into the conversation of what the heck Jenna's going to spend when Gary's not here anymore. So there's a lot of ways to sell life insurance versus just the way where you actually figure out this and sitting down there asking them if they want to buy $914,000 of insurance and watching them say no because number one, they don't even know how much they need, and number two, they don't even know how they're going to pay for it. Okay, so this 914 is just a number you start with, and then you get creative with the triggers. You do the same thing with long-term care. Okay, a lot of training, but again, I'll say this one more time, guys. You know what? If you go through the software 4 or 5 times, spend a Saturday hour and a half, pop your own numbers and play around with it a little bit, I think you'll really like it. Because you know what? In this society that we're in today, with everybody has the attention span of a gnat, it hits home and they get it. The red line is big, and they understand that.
And again, to reiterate, I've been working with this software for probably 8 or 9 years now, Steve.
It's been a while, yeah.
And it's not product specific. So again, it's going to uncover the need, whether it's annuity, life, or long-term care. It's going to open your client's eyes to a lot of different cracks in their foundation when it comes to retirement income planning and overall protection of their journey. So it gives you, the advisor, more avenues to put irons in the fire with that relationship and to grow that relationship stronger. So again, this is a tool that not only you can use to build a foundation up front with each and every client, but to go back on each and every year and adjust it. It is very flexible because nobody's life stays the same. It changes year in and year out. And even on this screen here, you can go back and adjust it each and every year as their life changes and show them what, as their life changes, what changes have come into play over the last 12 months and what effect that's going to have on their overall plan going forward.
Yeah, and you know what, Marcus, too? I mean, basically, I just want to say the lion's share of the work, you're not going to have to fill these all out every year.
No.
The lion's share of the work is done on the initial scenario, and then you're just copying and writing down what you changed to get to this. Copy this. Write down what you changed to get to this. And then even on annual review, if this is where you settle this year, 365 days from now, copy this one, move the projection date up, and just update so that it's simple after the first initial setup.
Correct. So, yeah, I don't see any other questions here. You want to flip the screen back to me, and I'll go through some of our information?
Yeah, let me see if I can do this, sir. Hold on, I'm going to try that. You should have it, I think, now, I hope. Can you take it?
Yeah, hold on here.
Should be able to show yours, I think.
There we go.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah, you betcha. So I just want to touch real quick on some of our value adds here at Insurance Agency Marketing. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. I want to thank Stephen Brook for taking time out. Again, if anyone has any questions on the software itself that we just spent about an hour covering, please feel free to go ahead and type them in. I think Stephen Brook are going to stay online here with us, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer any additional questions. But I want to take maybe 10 minutes here, excuse me, and just cover some of the additional value adds we have here in Insurance Agency Marketing. We do understand that there's a lot of expense within your business, and we want to try to help you out with those expenditures. Just like Stephen Brook had talked about, the additional value adds with either branding their software, doing their additional training. We do have the Insurance Agency Marketing Business Builders. We have our referral program. Whether you refer somebody to our office, your referral does business or continues doing business, we do have referral dollars that we'll pay back to you through various programs. We also have our marketing reimbursement for every $100,000 in premium, whether it's a fixed index annuity business or single premium life business. We put $100 back into your marketing reimbursement, which you can use these dollars to certainly offset any expenditures like the ones that we discussed today for the retirement analyzer software, the branding, the additional training, and other programs that they offer as well. We do have the new producer builders for new producers here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. We have the $100,000, $300,000, and $500,000 level. These programs are good for the first 6 months that you're on board with us. At the $100,000 level, you can choose the $750 in cash back. Again, you can take that money and either reinvest it back into your practice for the programs like tie it again to the retirement analyzer, like the branding package or the training package, or you can choose the $500,000 level, which you can either reinvest back into your practice through some marketing programs, the Ritz-Carlton travel package, or you can get a gift card to reinvest back into your practice either through the retirement analyzer or different lead mailers to get more prospects through your office as well. We do have some of the best back office support as well. We want to take the $10 an hour job off your desk so you can do what you do best. Amber Williams and her team does a wonderful job of following up on your business once it's written. What we find is by doing that, we get your business process much quicker than just letting the carriers do that themselves. If you have any questions, Amber is available here in our office to answer questions. She does all the back office support. She reviews your apps, make sure that they are clean before they do hit the carriers. On the front end, we do have some of the best sales staff in the industry that can help out with case design. We have forms at your fingertips and business building tools and resources. We are going to be also holding one of the industry recognized life and annuity academies coming up here in March, and I'll touch on that here in a few minutes. Our creative marketing solutions is headed up by Jacob. They can certainly help you with turnkey solutions, digital and agency solutions alike. No matter where you are in your practice, they can match you there and take you to the next level. Whether you're just getting into the business and looking for professionally written or handouts, flyers, business logo, they can create that for you. Or if you've been in the business 15, 20 years and you want to look at doing radio, TV spots, we can certainly match you there or meet you there and certainly take you to the next level at that point in time. Again, Jacob does run that team. Make sure you give him a call. You can reach him at 1-800-255-5055. We do have the website, which is available 24/7. It is at www.iamsinc.com. You can certainly go out there and look up any annuity rates, whether fixed indexed or fixed. We do have forums online, industry links, great current annuity news, and we have term life insurance quoter out there as well for when you are on appointments on the weekend. It is a quick reference and access tool for you at your fingertips. We do also have here in Insurance Agency Marketing Services, IAMS Wealth Management. IAMS Wealth Management is run by Charles Herring Jr. What we have found through that is they can help you out with revenue, retention, relationships, and regulation, really from a recurring income standpoint, more service, better relationships, and help you preserve your business. If you are looking at getting or acquiring your 65, they can certainly help you out with that. Mike Hansen can also help you with that. Please give us a call here in the office. They'd be more than happy to talk you through that, see if that would be a good fit from your overall business to take a look at the RIA side of the business. Our Life and Annuity Academy is an industry-recognized two-day producer training. Our first event is going to be held in Dallas, Texas, March 13th through the 15th. It is going to be co-sponsored by Athene Annuities. Everything is going to be picked up from an expense standpoint for our advisors, travel, hotel, training, everything. What we're looking for is advisors that are currently licensed and contracted through our office with Athene and are currently writing that business. We are going to be bringing in 4 of our top producers, our multi-million-dollar producers who write $7 million and more in production on an annual basis. They're going to be sharing their top sales strategies, what they do to keep their pipelines full of prospects. We're going to be talking about annuity industry threats and trends. Our top producers, turnkey seminar systems, large case marketing, both on the annuity and the life side, the industry's best income writers, wealth transfer tools, and much, much more. Again, it's going to be the 13th through the 15th. If you are or have questions on this, you can certainly reach the sales team at 1-800-255-5055. We're looking at solidifying that list of producers here probably within the next 7 to 10 days. We also have the Insurance Agency Marketing Summit. It is our marketing summit. It's going to be held in Naples, Florida, August 25th through the 29th. The invitational period is currently running and has been running from January 1, 2018 through June 30th of 2019. Eligibility or any combination of $3 million in annuity premium or production will get you there, or $2.25 million in single premium life. It's going to be held at the Ritz-Carlton down in Naples. So again, I want to thank you for joining us today. You might be asking yourself, what do I need to do to get access to the software? What we're looking is producers that are currently licensed or are licensed with our core carriers and doing $250,000 in premium on an annual basis. We will certainly pick up the cost and all costs with the basic software package, which will get you access to the software, support through me, support through Steve and his organization, and Brooke and her organization as well. If you want the additional add-ons, again, by doing business through us and getting those extra marketing dollars, that will help offset those costs as well. We can certainly talk about that on a one-off situation. But again, I want to thank Steve and Brooke for their time this morning. If there are any other questions, I'd be more than happy to answer those for you at this point in time. Steve, do you have anything else before we wrap up this morning?
Just one last thing. Just give it a shot, guys, okay? Give it a shot, because I'll tell you, the feedback we get is really like it's a system that you can use that makes sense. I don't know how you feel, but I remember when we were doing a lot of personal production, to either walk out of somebody's house or have somebody walk out of your office where things make sense, you'll get that kind of intrinsically rewarding feeling using this software program, because you can answer any possible what-if question they could have within a couple of keystrokes real time, and it'll make sense to everybody. So kind of a good feeling, because you're taking care of a lot of people. So good luck with it, and hopefully you'll try it out. And I know Marcus will, and we will do everything we can to support you when you first start, along with as you're using it anytime you have a question. Okay?
All right. Thank you again, Steve and Brooke, and thank you for joining us this morning. I will certainly try to follow up with each and every one of you this morning, see if you have any questions or if there's anything else I can help you with regards to the software package itself. Thanks again, and have yourself a great Thursday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Bye-bye.